Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in any part of the world watching Agenda. Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. And do join us today because today we are featuring people with great ideas and people who will carry their ideas to fruition. I suppose some of them would qualify as scientist, designer, in any case, we have three special guests today, and please do stick around. But before we continue with anything, let's go to our daily starter. And for today, a great idea is only as good as your ability to make it happen. I repeat, a great idea is only as good as your ability to make it happen. I remember many years ago, someone gave me a gift. It was a crystal, and in the crystal, uh, there was a message that said, "What you dare to dream, now dare to do." I've learned in life that if you are a person who has strong faith, who relies on God, God often gives us our dreams, give us our ideas because He wants us to run with the idea. And I have known time and again I would end up thinking of something and out of the blue or not common or unusual for myself, but I would pursue the dream and it would actually happen. Now, there was a time when I visited a friend, a pastor. I visited him in his office, and I saw on his desk a photo of a car. And I said, "What's that?" "Oh, it's the car I want." "Really?" "Yeah, that's what you call projection. You want something, you get a picture or you draw or an idea of what that something is, what you the color, the model, the price, the what it's for." And true enough, he ended up getting that vehicle because he didn't just dream or have an idea, he pursued the idea until it happened. But before you start on pursuing dreams and ideas, always be reminded, consider the cost, not just momentarily, not just monetarily, but in time, energy, and those around you. A lot of people have great ideas. They pursue the idea, but they don't think of the cost of how much it will cost, how much time it will involve, how much work is involved, and how it will affect others around them. This is not to be discouraged or to, as other people say, magpakatotoo ka, because when reality kicks in, sometimes people get out of that or abandon the idea. But the reason why you must consider the cost is to determine, is this idea really worth all the time, money, effort, and sacrifice I'm going to put in it? Uh, and also because you don't want collateral damage. Okay, so remember, many people who become successful, they get awards, they get titles, recognitions, but nobody ever sees behind the curtain or back at home about the people who also had to make so much sacrifice so that one person can have his dream come true, okay, or an idea come into fulfillment. Now, if you're going to build a house, it says in the Bible, always consider the cost. Because if you don't consider the cost, you might run short. Okay? And never, okay, do not fear failure. As Einstein has said, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. And last but not the least, the biggest challenge for people with great ideas, okay, is to put discipline behind their desire. You have a great idea, but you do not have the discipline to work at it, to put time to it, and study, then many of these ideas don't bear fruit. So today we will go further with this daily starter. A great idea is only as good as your ability to make it happen when we interview our three guests. But before that, the time is 8:05. Let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. On the front page headline, Mayor Isko throws hat into presidential ring. Sometime this morning or midday, Mayor Isko Moreno of the city of Manila will go to the Baseco compound and formally or officially announce his presidential bid for 2022. Joining him will be Dr. Willie Ong or Doc Willie as his vice presidential candidate. Ito na yung tandem ng Isko Willie. And all of this will happen today. At the top of the front page, on the header, here's the sad news. 40% population vaccination target per country hangs, according to the World Bank, World Health Organization, WTO, as well as the International Trade Organization and International Monetary Fund. Mukhang it looks like the target they set of vaccinating 40% of all the populations in all countries is not going to be achieved unless the rich countries start to release their treasure trove of vaccines. According to the article, the target is intended to achieve a population vaccination so that economies can open up and people can somehow get back to a normal quality of life. But because many countries do not produce their own vaccines, it may not be achieved. And then below that header, if you look at that photo of that young man and in a polo shirt and escorted by a guy in barong, well, that is none other than formerly pharmaceutical director Lincoln Ong being escorted by the members of the Sergeant of Arms in the Senate building after he was ordered, arrested, and detained by the Blue Ribbon Committee for evading questions during a probe on government expenditures related to the fight against COVID. Ayan na po, nag-umpisa na, and you can almost be sure that after that arrest, okay, the fight between President Rodrigo Duterte is going to get hotter and hotter. In fact, in today's front page, right next to the news about Mayor Isko, we have the small article that goes, Rodi continues tirades versus Gordon. President Duterte continues to attack Senator Richard Gordon of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. And the main line of the president is that this investigations in aid of legislation is a waste of time and just a tool for Gordon to boost his political exposure. On the other hand, Senate Blue Ribbon Chairman Senator Gordon, responded by saying, Red Cross books open for scrutiny because the president keeps harping at having the Philippine Red Cross audited, investigated regarding monies paid to the Red Cross. And Senator Gordon responded by saying, Teka, it is you who came to the Red Cross and asked for the Red Cross to help the Philippine government in testing COVID-19 cases. Okay. And below, private schools seek government help in person classes. Okay, mukhang humihingi na ng saklolo. A group of public schools on Monday appealed for the government to help them as learning institutions anticipate more operational problems with the pilot resumption of limited face-to-face classes. Apart from the lack of clarity on who is going to be allowed, why, or how they can be allowed. There are also other problems regarding logistics and finances. Okay, now Bongbong, former senator, failed vice presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos seeks aid for ailing firms in lockdown areas. Okay, asking the government to provide firms in granular lockdown areas with cash and tax incentives to help them stay afloat amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, yan po, no? And then, okay, good news. PLDT named the Philippines' most outstanding telco by the financial magazine Asia Money. Okay? And last but not the least, we have ito, ako hindi ko pwedeng hindi basahin po ito. Baka pagalitan ako ng ating executive producer. The photo that you see on the lower left hand of the Philippine Star front page, members of the South Korean K-pop band BTS performed. Ewan ko ba paano nila ginawa ito eh. At the United, ano ba ito? Nag-perform ba sila, Arvic, o nag-present? Parang hindi ko maintindihan. But they were there at the United Nations meeting on sustainable development goals during the seventh session and the UN General Assembly at the UN headquarters. According to number one BTS fan Arvic Tolentino, speech and performed. Okay. And Canada's Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau, won another term. While the last but not the least, the mother of Brie Johnson, that artist who was found unconscious and declared dead on arrival at the hospital in La Union, has asked the Department of Justice to issue an immigration lookout and a whole departure order against Julian Pin, who was the last known companion of the artist before she was found dead in La Union. Ayan na po ang ating mga balita sa harap ng pahina ng Philippine Star. Okay. And thank you for those who have been sending text messages. Merong isa requesting that we interview, okay? Interview Duterte's psychiatrist niece, okay? Dr. Noel Duterte. Well, I will refer that to our executive producer kasi sila po yung nahihirapang maghanap ng mga tao, lalo na pag tao ayaw magpahanap. Okay, let's carry on with today's program. We only have, okay, we're right on time, I think. Now, let's go to our program proper. We are going to interview 5 individuals, 5 young people, well, 2 young people, yung isa mukhang hindi kasing young, but still young, younger than me. And what they have in common is that they all had ideas and they all pursued those ideas and came up with products, with services that will prove to be very beneficial for Filipinos and perhaps even for the world. Let's start with our first guest, the owner of Abaca Finest, the manufacturer of face masks and bags made out of abaca. Let's bring in Albee Ann Serevo. Albee, good morning to you. Okay, there you go. Hello, Albee. Good morning.
Hello, Sir Cito. Good morning.
Okay, thank you for joining us this morning. You're our first guest, and we were very intrigued by your product. Ako, very intrigued kasi nung sinabing abaka, face mask. Sabi ko, teka, yung Abaca, the Abaca I know is very itchy, it's very hard, it's very tough. How did Albee manage to make it soft, and why not other products? Bakit face mask?
Um, we all know naman po kasi na Catanduanes is the of capital producer ng Abaca. Then, nagkaroon na rin po kasi may mga products na rin ng Abaca Mass before kami gumawa. May mga
Mhm.
locals na rin po na nakaisip na gumawa nun, which is yung isang style po na origami. Then, nung kalakasan na po kasi noon, nung una, nag-aangkat pa lang kami do'n sa supplier na 'yun. Then, sobrang lakas ng demand, hindi na po kami na-accommodate yung order namin dito sa Metro Manila. Then ang ginawa po, yung friend ko, which is yung business partner ko na nasa Catanduanes, nakaisip na bakit hindi kami na mismo yung gumawa nung amin. So ayun
Mhm.
nga po, kasi meron na rin pong mga papers. Yung mga Abaca po kasi na fibers, niluluto po siya. Parang same like po kung gaano gumawa ng paper. Gano'n din po
Mhm.
siya. Kaya po yung style nung Abaca face mask, hindi po siya makate and nilalagyan po kasi namin siya nung sa inner part ng cloth na pang protection po sa skin. Kaya hindi po siya makate.
So parang, that's a good example because most people think of paper as paper, period. No? Hindi natin
Yes.
naisip na nanggaling sa kahoy yan, ang papel galing sa kahoy o sa mga matitigas ding bagay, and you soften the material, and to avoid it, you combine it. Wow, I'm seeing your examples here. They're very colorful. Like, ano naman ang reception? Kasi alam mo, nagiging controversial itong face mask from time to time because of its ability to screen COVID-19. Ito ba, pumasa na ba ito sa FDA, sa DOH, or some local hospital?
Wala pa pong test from FDA and DOH. Meron pong primary na test na ginawa po yung DOST-10, which proves na meron nga pong 10% na better filtration rate yung Abaca kesa sa regular cloth mask po. So,
Mhm.
nung naano po namin yung test na yun after na i-release ni DOST-10, mas naano po kami, mas na-engage kami na, bakit pwede naman yung cloth mask? Bakit hindi kami gumawa ng Abaca na biodegradable? So it will help reduce the plastic waste po kasi
Mhm.
kaliwa't kanan yung news na lumalabas, yung mga articles na napakadami po ng mga disposable mask na napupunta sa karagatan natin. So sa small way po namin, nakaisip kami na mag-introduce po ng biodegradable na mask.
Okay, so you've already scored. Medyo marami ka ng points. You've scored many points. Number one, it's made of a local material, widely available in Catanduanes. Number two, it's biodegradable. Number three, it is processed so that it is wearable and not itchy. Ngayon, ang tanong, what were the challenges when you did this? Kasi most people, and that was my daily starter today. You have to consider the cost, you have to consider the difficulty. One of the biggest challenges people like you would face is, ay nako, ang dami mong competition. There are so many people who make abakaklo, face masks. Even people in the Carinderia, when they have nothing to do, they make their own face masks. How did you overcome those naysayers?
At first po, pinaka-primary talaga na naging problem, mga nahirapan po kami is yung pag introduce niya po sa market. Pero I'm proud to say naman po, isa kami dun sa mga first na nagbebenta or nagma-manufacture ng Abaca mask. So bago pa po siya mag-boom and madami na nagre-resell, isa na po kami dun sa nauna na pong magpakilala. And mahirap po siyang ibenta una kasi hindi siya kilala ng market. So sasabihin nila parang papel,
Mhm.
approve ba yan ng DOH. Sinasabi naman po namin na may primary na na-study si DOST-10 and ang advocacy naman po kasi namin talaga is magpakilala ng biodegradable na mask. And mahirap din po siya sa part ko kasi ano po, full-time akong ano, empleyado. So,
Mhm.
may mga times talaga po na ano, yung dagsa yung inquiries, yung order. So, talagang kailangan ko i-maximize yung mga weekends ko. Instead na magpapahinga ako, mag-aasikaso ako ng orders, papadala sa courier. And also, yung pinakamalaki po talaga na ano, nahirapan kami is yung after po ng Bagyong Rolly na tumama sa Catanduanes, which 90%, if I'm not mistaken, 90% ng Abaca farms nasalanta po talaga. So talagang wash out yung mga Abaca farms namin doon. Nila po pala,
Mhm.
I mean, ng mga locals. After po nun, nagkaubusan nung materials, nung Abaca sheet, nahirapan po kami. So pumunta, yung business partner ko po doon, talagang pumunta po siya sa ibang side ng Catanduanes to look for producer ng Abaca sheet and the other materials kasi talagang na-wash out. Then nahirapan po, nakapag-produce naman, kaso nahirapan na mag-resume yung mga shipping company doon na mag-resume ng mga pagpapadala ng mga items going here in Metro Manila.
So your challenge is not just so many people making face masks already or people saying hindi ka kikita diyan, pati yung logistics pala ay naging challenge. And many of us don't even think about that. Pag may idea, nakakalimutan namin yung, hoy, magawa mo man yung produkto, even if you make the product, you still have to ship the product. That is another part. It's not just having the idea, it is going through the process of
Yes.
from idea to buyer or to fulfillment. Okay, now you have many colors, etc. Take us through the product development. Paano yun? Kasi okay, may Abaca. You all know the product development. You obviously got help from the Department of Science and Technology in all of this. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Ang una po
yeah.
nag-introduce is ano, if I'm not mistaken po, ang pinakauna ay yung Cagayan.
Mhm.
Cagayan po yung unang nagpakita ng Abaca Mask. Tapos naisip, ayun nga po, hanggang nag-come up kami na, ay wait, eh di ba Catanduanes yung Abaca Capital? Bakit hindi yung Abaca Capital ang gumawa din?
Mhm. Okay. Now, nakita ko Albie, nakita ko yung mga yan yung production ninyo kasi nakita ko yung sewing machine, etc. Of course, may alcohol, may sanitation, may face shield, etc. But those are the machines that you actually use to make your face mask, or isa lang to sa mga job outs?
Isa lang po siya sa job. Siya po yung aming ano, yung nag-iisa po namin na talagang na ano na po siya, yung nagtatahi na ng finished
Mhm.
product para maging ganito na po yung itsura niya.
Okay, now how many people do you employ doing this? So ikaw, empleyada ka. Of course, empleyada ka. You may be, and then your partner, and then that one who is sewing. Ilan pang mga tao ang nai-employ mo sa business na yan?
As of now, halos tatlo lang po kami yung nagtatahi, yung business partner ko na nag-aano po ng mga materials. Tapos yung kinukuhanan po namin nung mismong Abaca sheet. Meron po talagang manufacturer ng Abaca sheet sa Catanduanes. Sila po yung may machine na nagluluto po nung Abaca fibers, tapos yung nagbibilad po para maging ano na siya, Abaca paper.
Okay, paano naman yung naging kinalabasan ng business mo? How is the reception? How did you roll out the product, the Abaca face mask?
Um, Nung una po, nanghahapat po talaga ako na parang inisip ko, how can I sell this? Hindi siya kilala. Eh, napapanahon na po kasi that time na lahat tutok sa social media. So sabi ko, okay, gagawa ako ng page, gagawa ako ng Facebook page. Kasi po promote with the help of my friends din po. Tinulungan nila ako mag-promote. Hanggang sa nakikilala na po siya. Nakikilala hanggang sa dumadami na yung nagpa-follow ng page. Tapos madami na rin pong umu-order hanggang sa yung may mga events po like may mga kasal, may mga binyag, ayun po ginagawa na rin siyang souvenir. And also po
Mm.
yung mga nagre-resell po ay may mga boost sa mga sa mga malls na nagbebenta po ng mga local products, native products, sinasali na rin po nila yung Abaca.
Okay. Now, I did not think of that, no? Kasi, syempre, usual market, iniisip natin online, and then, of course, health facilities. Pero, totoo nga naman, weddings, and then, I never thought of face masks as souvenirs for weddings. So, kanya pala makulay ang inyong mga face mask.
Yes po, ginagawa kasi po nila, may mga ano po, nung una po ang limited lang yung colors namin, yung regular color lang po ng Abaca which is yung brown.
Mm.
Tapos nagkaroon na ng ibang color pa konti-konti hanggang sa may mga clients po ako na lalo na po 'pag mga wedding na ito yung, theme ng kanilang kasal, tapos hanggang ang aanuhin ko po, tatanungin ko yung aking business partner, "Kaya ba makapag-produce ng gan'tong color? Kaya ba nating mag-request ng gan'to?" Kaya po nagkaroon siya hanggang later on meron na pong psychedelic, meron na pong pink, meron ng yellow.
So you can actually have a face mask, different face mask ka din. Pero ang tanong, Albi, alam mo naman siguro, I'm sure you watch the news, ang pinagkakaguluhan ngayon ay yung presyo ng mga face mask na binili from a Chinese group or what Pharmally, for itong Pharmally pharmaceutical ngayon ang tanong, magkano ba yung mga face mask mo? Kasi mukhang hindi siya the regular face mask, and very mukhang parang made to order pa eh. Mura ba yung face mask yan o medyo may presyo rin?
Medyo may presyo po siya compared sa mga disposable mask na available sa market kasi talagang dagsa din, ang daming kaliwa't kanan, kaya po super
Mhm.
mura na yung kanilang benta. Yung sa'min po, we have 2 types of mask. Yung parehas po siyang lightweight kaso yung isa, regular lang po yung ear loop niya, ano lang regular, garter, binebenta po namin siya ng ₱80 and yung isa naman po yung enhanced namin na Abaca mask na may adjustable earlobe binebenta po namin ng 120. Pero kapag po bulk order, nagbibigay po kami ng malaking discount hanggang nabababa po namin na hanggang 65 yung regular and ₱100 naman po dun sa enhanced.
Okay, but is this business big enough for you to stay on that business alone? Kumbaga, pangmatagalan ba yan para sa'yo? Or beginning lang ito at nakaisip ka na or you've already thought of some other ideas? Do you have any other ideas that you want to bring into fruition?
As of now, actually ano lang po, beginning lang siya kasi we all know naman na for sure hindi naman forever tayo na mare-require ng naka-mask, matatapos din 'tong pandemic. So nakaisip na po kami kasi other than, Abaca face mask, meron din po kami ng Abaca bags tapos nag-usap na po kami ng business partner ko na, naghahanap na rin po kami ng puwedeng gumawa ng mga Abaca slippers and other product po na puwedeng pang-souvenir na puwede po in the long run puwede pa rin siyang maibenta.
And are you planning to look at other materials? Kasi naintindihan ko, you have a loyalty to Catanduanes, you have a loyalty to Abaca. Pero I know of other business people or creative people na nagumpisa sa isang produkto pero na hinanap yung mga iba-ibang materials in different provinces and started developing new products made of those materials.
As of now talaga ang aming target is to help po ng mga local farmers, mga locals po talaga ng Catanduanes na makapagbigay ng additional income. So I think kung mag-stay kami sa pagkuha ng mga materials and pag-produce nanggaling talaga po sa Catanduanes kasi we really want to promote Catanduanes.
Okay, now eto may nagtatanong, "Sir, saan po pwede bilhin masks nila?"
We have Facebook page po, Abaca Finest. Yun po, ano naman po kami, lagi naman po kaming online and nag-a-accommodate ng orders.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have for the Abaca face mask, and hopefully makakakita naman ako siya ng iba pang products. And congratulations, Albie, because more than anything, I think what's important is you had an idea and you made it come into a product reality and turned it into a business. God bless you and God bless the work of your hands, Albie.
Thank you, Sir Cito.
Okay. Yan po, our first guest is Albee Ann Serevo, owner of Abaca Finest, the manufacturer of face masks and bags made out of Abaca. We have a text from 6297. Invention is the natural outcome of creative thinking. Susan, Ariel, Rainbow, Kennedy. Filipinos seem to be the most creative thinkers. So mukhang foreigner itong nagte-text na ito. Okay, so we'll go for a quick break, and when we return, let's go to our next interview, and it's equally interesting because siya po, I think he still is a student and aeronautics. He's into aeronautics and he won the prestigious James Dyson Awards. Big time. We'll go for a quick break and we'll return here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and we continue interviewing creative minds with great ideas who not only thought of an idea or had an idea, but made those ideas come true into products. And many of you, I'm sure, have bought sealants. Yung bang pandikit for lababo, for your tubs, for your bathtubs, sinks, windows, sealant, for many different things. Ako po, nako, ang takaw ko sa sealant. And I use that for cars. I use it for just about anything to make sure I have a waterproof or tight connection. Now, the problem with sealants is they are either from China or Germany. So they don't come cheap. And syempre, parang what about a Philippine product that equal quality? Well, apparently, our next guest, who's a graduate from the Philippine State College of Aeronautics, won the prestigious James Dyson Awards for inventing, small time lang naman, aircraft sealant. Eh ako yung sealant ko, pang kotse lang sa kanya for aircraft made from Pili tree waste. Let's bring in Mark Kennedy, Bantugon, Pili, Seal, Inventor. Pa-t-shirt ka lang dyan, pero sigurado ako, milyonaryo ka ng bata ka eh.
Hello po sir, magandang umaga po at sa atin pong mga kababayang Pilipino. Good morning po.
Okay, good morning Mark and thank you for joining us. Ngayon, aeronautics graduate ka, so dapat magpipiloto ka. Bakit imbis na magpiloto, naging scientist inventor ka?
Actually po, yung kinuha ko po na course po sa aviation school po is aeronautical engineering. Different pa po siya sa sa piloto po. Kasi po yung course po ng pilot po is air transportation and kami naman po nakafocus po kami in designing the mga aircraft po and also analyzing the performance po ng mga aeroplano. So, yun po, part po ng subject po namin yung thesis. So, yun po yung naging daan din kung bakit po ako na nagkaroon din po ng invention na Pili Seal po.
Okay, can you please share with us, how did you come about with this idea of making an aircraft sealant from Pili waste, yung pili nut, yung pili tree waste. Kasi parang ang layo eh.
Actually po, meron po akong dalawang influence po, great influence and motivation po in this invention. Number one po is the job of my father being a local farmer. Yung papa ko po at saka mama ko ay isa po magsasaka. At dahil po nung pagkabata, tinrain po nila kami sa bukid po namin. And yun po, nagkaroon po ako ng magandang exposure po sa mga halaman, sa mga puno, at saka po sa mga waste materials din po. And because of that po, yung parents ko po, lagi po nilang gustong ibigay po sa amin, hindi lang po yung magandang edukasyon, kundi po yung strong foundation in education. So, yun po, ipinasok po nila kami sa ibang school na iba po yung curriculum which is focused on engineering, science, and education program po. And yun po yung isa sa mga naging starting point ko. And lalo pa po siyang nag-igting na gumawa po ako ng isang sealant dahil po ang una ko pong invention ng high school po is sealant din po na gawa sa panibagong puno which is antipolo po na ang application po is sa bubong po. So, yun, before po yung Pili seal, meron po akong previous invention which is sealant din po na gawa po sa bubong. And yun po, nung pumasok po ako sa college po, sa aviation school, during my internship po, dun ko po nakita yung totoong situation po and processes po na involved po sa aviation companies. And yun po, isa po sa mga hindi ko makakalimutan experience po during my OJT is the application of sealant po kasi nabigyan po ako ng opportunity na makapag-try po nung sealant. So yun po, dun ko po na-experience at dun ko po nalaman na meron po pala siyang offensive and unpleasant odor. And through that po, ni-research ko po siya and dun ko po nalaman na may mga nature and degree of hazard po siya which is dangerous po dun sa mga aviation mechanics po and technician natin. So, yun po, dun po lalong mas nag-igting dahil po sa mga life experience ko po as a son of a local farmer and also my great experience po sa OJT po sa aviation industry po. And through that, I was able to connect the field of agriculture in the field of aviation industry po.
Okay, so high school pa lang, since high school, you were already playing around with the idea of a sealant para sa bubong. Siguro
Yes
galit
po.
na galit ka sa tulo sa bubong, ano, napapatakan ka siguro lagi sa mata, ano, nung natutulog ka.
Yes.
Anyway,
Hindi po,
okay.
ano pa, dahil din, kaya din po isang reason bakit po sealant yung ginagawa ko po. Kasi dati po kasi, nung during my high school, lagi pong laganap yung mga malalakas po na typhoon. So yun po, dun po ako na-inspired po talaga.
Okay, but alam mo, iba yung, okay, may tulo. Eh, ako, alam mo naman, kukuha lang akong pandikit, lalagyan, tatapalan ko, etc. Walk away na ako. But ikaw, how did you get into developing sealants? Kasi that takes a different mind to get into that.
Ano po, dahil po, yun po, dahil nga po ang environment po na kinalakihan ko po ng bata until now po is, yun nga po, sa bukid po, lagi ko pong napapansin po yung mga iba't ibang puno po. And dun ko po na-encounter din po yung pili tree. And other tree po, like antipolo nga po, na nagamit ko rin nga po for sealant sa bubong. So dahil po, ayun po, lagi ko pong napapansin na ganun nga po yung nature nila, na meron po silang dagta. Tas tumutulo-tulo lang po.
Ah,
Kasi, kumbaga po, nakita ko din po na parang why not gamitin po ito for something na makakapag-produce po ng panibagong product. Pero yun po, before po ako mag-conduct ng Pili, sir, madami din po akong puno na kinonsider na sa paggawa po ng isang aviation sealant. Kasi knowing po na sa aviation, kailangan po ang product po is really secure and also maganda po and strong po yung properties and quality. Kasi safety po is one of the priorities in this field of aviation industry po.
oo, kasi kailangan stable, whether it's heat or cold, the
Opo.
sealant has to be stable. And alam mo, medyo hindi naman sa nagmamarunong ako eh. Kasi sabi ko nga sa'yo, isa sa mga best friend ko sa buhay, sealant. Dahil ang dami kong ang dami kong sinisila, no? But you know, to me, you mentioned sealants have a obnoxious odor, offensive odor. Sa akin, ang kinaasar ko sa sealant, yung mabilis kumalat, bago mo mapansin, pati damit mo meron ng sealant, di ba? So I think you know what I'm talking about. But
Yes,
how did you get or who inspired you? Kasi iba yung gumawa ka ng pantapal bubong. And maganda yung point mo. You're obviously observing nature. You saw tree saps, dagta sa puno, and nakita mong madikit. They're very sticky. They bind. So very good idea based on your observation. But who encouraged you to develop this sealant for aviation or for aircraft? Kasi Ibang level na yan, bata. And also, paano mo naman natalisod yung pili?
Ano po, ang nag-inspire po sa akin na gumawa po ng isa niyang i-level up po yung dati ko pong invention, which is the sealant po sa bubong. Ni-level up ko po siya sa aviation kasi po dahil po yung parents ko po, sila din po yung nag-introduce po sa akin at nagbigay po ng idea na why not gamitin po ang natural tree resin po as a source of ingredient for sealant production po. Kasi yung papa ko po talaga, dahil nga po, yun nga po, farmer po siya, kumbaga po lagi po siya na-expose, and yung papa ko po kasi hindi lang po siya basta curious na tao, pero yung kin-observer din po talaga siya. Kumbaga po 'pag may nakikita po siya talagang inoobserbahan po kasi yung pong love and passion niya sa mga animals and plants talaga pong nandun. So yun din po, yun po yung isa sa mga greatest factor po and influence my father po as well.
Oh,
And also
pe-
po,
oh.
yes po sir.
Hindi, pero okay, iba yung impluwensya ng tatay and nanay natin, but you know, we're talking engineering here. We're
Apa.
talking a high degree of challenge. Who in the aviation sector gave you the inspiration? Go ahead, Mark, go for it. You're doing the right thing.
Actually po, dahil din po sa Department of Science and Technology po, dahil through my consultation, doon ko po nakita po na yun po kasing Pili tree resin po, ginagamit po siya as, yung essential oils po niya, ginagamit po for perfume component like sa Gucci po, sa mga Chanel. Then nakita ko po, sineseparate po kasi yung po, yung essential oils niya po dun sa Pili tree resin. Tapos napansin ko po upon may consultation po na nakakalat lang po yung yung waste resin po nung dagta, hindi po siya nagagamit. Tas nilalangaw po siya. So, yun po, dahil yung pagpunta ko po doon, parang humingi po ako ng sample kasi medyo sticky pa rin po siya. Then I tried to po, parang laruin po kung pwede po siyang maging source of ingredient for aviation sealant production. Then ayun po, hindi lang po yung raw resin yung pwede natin gamitin, but also yung latak po niya. Pero ayun din po, in the field of aviation industry, dahil nga po nagkaroon po ako ng exposure po sa pag-a-apply ng sealant, doon ko po nalaman na yung commercially available po na ginagamit po sa aviation po talaga is composed of fully chemical materials. Actually po, this invention po is a pioneering study in the field of aviation industry po na gumamit po talaga ng waste material for producing an aviation sealant production. Kaya nga po, lagi pong sinasabi po sa akin sa field po namin na it's really a revolutionary activity not only here in the Philippines but also in the world of aviation industry po.
Well, apparently it is revolutionary because you won the James Dyson Award. Alam niyo mga kaibigan, hindi just hindi basta-basta itong the James Dyson Award na ito, no? It is a very tough competition. How did you get into that competition in the first place? Ikaw ba yung nagsulong o sinali ka ba ng DOST or yung eskwelahan mo? Who's responsible for you joining the James Dyson competition?
Yung pagsali ko po sa James Dyson, actually po, yun pong pagsali ko, before po ako sumali sa James Dyson, marami na din po akong competition po na sinasalihan. Pero yun po, ako po, lagi po akong nag-represent, lagi po akong nagpapasa, hindi po akong in-endorse po ng school or anything for organization. Tapos yun po, dahil nga po ganun po yung eagerness ko, nakita ko po kasi last year na Philippines po yung nanalo sa global din po sa James Dyson. Parang na-inspire din po ako sa story and invention journey niya. Especially po na we have the same advocacy po in promoting, parang we are also promoting waste material can give new function and benefits to our community. Kasi yung last year po, gumawa po siya ng solar panel na gawa po sa waste po ng mga vegetables and fruits. And through that po, na-inspired po ako na why not, I really share din po yung advocacy ko po, yung message and intention behind my invention. So yun po, nagpasa po ako via online po ng mga requirements po for the competition. And I didn't expect po talaga na this Pili Seal invention will win this prestigious award of James Dyson Award po.
Okay, matanong ko, na-patent mo na ba yan? May mga kaibigan ako sa IPO, sa Intellectual Property Office. Ikaw ba nag-apply na ng patent at baka naman manakaw na naman ang kung sinong foreigner dyan na nag-ano?
Actually po, with regards po sa patent application and protection po, nasa partnership po ako ng Ateneo de Manila University po. Before pa po nung competition po, sila po yung tumulong po sa akin for the patent application and protection. Nakapag-apply na po kami sa IPO field po. And also, they are really helped me din po in the commercialization po and to bring this product po sa market po.
Okay, pero it's your it's your property, correct?
Yes po, yun pong yung pagkapangalan po dun sa invention po, upon applying po, sa akin naman po nakapangalan po. Wala naman pong, for example po, hati or wala pong nakabuntod po na name po. Talaga po yung purpose po ng Ateneo is to really help me po na, ayun po, maging
Mm.
successful din po yung pong
So,
invention po.
nililinaw lang natin, baka mamaya mapagbintangan naman yung mga tiga-Ateneo na nakibakas, di ba? Hindi naman tama
Opo.
yun. They're helping you, they're setting you up, and then IPOPHIL is protecting your patent and your intellectual property. So, all good. Matanong ko lang, ano premyo mo doon sa James Dyson Award?
Sa James Dyson po, dalawa po kasi siyang stage, yun pong national stage po and international stage. Sa national stage po, since yun nga po, yung Pili po yung national winner for the Philippines po, isa po sa mga benefits po ng pagkapanalo ko po is yun po, meron po siyang certificate and also the cash prize po, which is worth 125K po. And ngayon po, ongoing po yung international stage where 84 countries, 84 po kaming finalists na naglalaban-laban for the 2 million, for the 1.9 million pesos po. And hopefully po, this October 13 po kasi magre-release na po ng top 20 from 84 to 20 po. Sila po yung babasahin mismo ni Sir James Dyson at mamimili po na mananalo po ng 1.9 million. And hoping and praying po na Philippines po ulit yung makakuha po ulit ng
Wag mo masyadong pansinin yung 1.9 million. Ako na bahala doon. Yung certificate, importante yung certificate. No, seriously, okay? That certificate is going to change your status as a scientist, as a creator, because it gives you documented recognition for your creativity and your accomplishment. So clearly, you are an emerging Filipino scientist, and you are one of the young people that this country really needs. And I really pray and wish that God would continue to bless you. Huwag sanang lumaki ang ulo mo. Huwag kang magpapaligaw ng landas. Go back to your parents, your true love in life, who have always loved you and inspired you. And congratulations. Congratulations. You make us proud to be Filipinos.
Thank you po, sir. And it's really an honor and blessing po talaga to really represent our country po in this international invention competition po.
Okay, thank you very much. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mark Kennedy Bantugon. Yan po, no? From waste material to sealants. And not just regular sealant na pambubong. He upped the game into creating a sealant for aircraft applications. And I do hope that more and more people pick up on that. And now we go to our next guest. Ito na, ito medyo level up na po tayo. Ito, robotics na ito, biotechnology, etc. The UP Surgical Innovation and Biotechnology Laboratory, or UP CIBOL, is composed of engineers from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and clinicians from UP Manila, UP-PGH siguro ito. And with us is Dr. Philip Fullante, Program Administrator of UP CIBOL. Doc Philip, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Cito.
Alam mo, pareho naman tayong tiga-UP. Ako, Math 11 Take 7, lagi ko naman sinasabi yan. So, hindi na ako masyado magtatanong. Pwede ba kwentuhan mo na lang kami? What is UP CIBOL? And ano itong mga nabalitaan kong gumagawa na kayo ng mga robots para doon sa mga pasyente sa mga COVID wards?
Ang UP CIBOL po ay yun nga, nabanggit niya yung full name niya, the UP Surgical Innovation and Biotechnology Laboratory. It's a research program na parang sinulat namin. Tinulungan ko po yung mga project leaders para i-submit ito for parang submission sa DOST para mabigyan ng funding. So ang thrust, ang objective po is to first is to build an infrastructure to facilitate innovation ideas. Tapos another objective is to incubate the uh, the parang yung translation of these ideas to something tangible like the ones you're seeing on your screen.
Okay, ngayon, puntahan na muna natin yung products natin na Doc Philip, kasi yung video na yon, baka hindi alam ng mga tao that video is actual product of UPC Ball where people walk in and they are automatically disinfected, sanitized. Yeah. You are developing this, yan, yung Sanipod. Sanipod,
Yes, sir.
paano nyo naisip yan at what was involved in the process?
Actually, sir, maganda yung kwento dyan. Kasi 2019, sinulat namin yung proposal. 2020, dapat mag-start na kami. Pero dumating yung pandemic, dumating yung COVID-19. So, naurong na sabi namin, baka hindi namin magawa yung project. Pero, nagkaroon ng parang na-realize ng mga project leaders and ng university na mukhang kailangan may gawin ng UP. So, kahit wala pa kahit na-shelve yung actual program, nag-form ng COVID-19 task force si Dr. Wang, yung program leader po namin, to parang brainstorm muna mga ideas kung ano yung pwede naming matulong for the pandemic,
Okay,
for the pandemic response.
So one was
So,
the
yun.
Sunny Pod, tapos meron yung Clean Intubate. Yung Clean Intubate, yung first yung Sunny Pod, no? Yung Sunny Pod, disinfection yun ng individual in wearing PPEs. Pagpasok na doon, disinfected siya, whether going into a facility or going out from a facility. Ngayon, ano ang dinidisinfect doon? Yung PPE or yung just really a walking person? Kasi parang may mga nagsabi, hindi, yung PPE lang ang dinidisinfect. Ano ba ginagawa ng Sanipod?
Yung Sanipod, sir, parang design siya para sa mga healthcare workers na lumalabas from the COVID ward. Para
Okay.
bago niya hawakan yung PPE para para hubarin yung PPE, malinis na. So wala yung danger na baka kung saan makahawak na at makuha pa niya yung virus habang hinuhubad yung PPE. So
Correct,
basically,
kasi-
sir, Yes,
Kasi
sir.
before, nagiging issue nga yung, okay, matanggal mo nga yung PPE mo, paano mo naman tatanggalin yung gloves mo na hindi ka mai-infect? Eh dito, pasok ka lang dun sa cabinet na yon, madidisinfect ka. But how does the disinfection take place? Is it ultraviolet, steam, whatever, what?
Meron pong disinfectant chemical na ginagawang mist. So
Okay.
parang misting tent, pero
Aha.
parang automatic yung pag-deploy ng chemical. Automatic yung doors, hindi hahawakan nung healthcare worker na contaminated pa. So, katulad nakita nyo sa automatic na nagbukas, papasok siya, magde-deploy yung chemical as a mist. Tapos, pag tapos na, lalabas na lang po siya. Pag nagsarado na po yung cubicle, yung sunny pad, doon na po magte-turn on yung UV to disinfect the unit for the next healthcare worker para wala pong cross-contamination.
Ayun. Okay. Now, yung Clean Intubate, medyo hirapan. Tulungan mo na lang ako dito, Doc Philip, kasi pag sinabing intubate, medyo nagiging iba yung timpla ko dahil yung nanay ko na-intubate before she passed away. Itong Clean Intubate, how did this come about?
Na-realize po kasi ng mga doctors sa operating room, saka yung mga nag-perform ng intubation na kapag katapos ng paggawa nila ng intubation, yung instruments na ginamit sa pag-perform ng intubation, kailangan mahugasan ka agad for the next procedure. Pero yung problem would be yung pag-handle nung contaminated na instrument na yon. So, instead of a person washing it thoroughly, why not just put it in a machine para yung machine ay magbahalang mag-disinfect, mag-clean, mag-wash, and mag-complete disinfection ng instrument.
Kumbaga walang multiple transfers of the instrument kasi from the doctor to the nurse to the nurse's aide to the cleaning
Yes.
station.
Yes,
Ito,
sir.
pag tinira ko, pag in-intubate or in-extubate ko yung pasyente, ilalapag ko na lang doon sa basket na yan
Yes,
and
sir.
it does the job.
Yes.
Yun ano ba yan? Tubig ba yan? Tubig at UV o chemicals ba yan? How does it do it?
Hindi ko pa ma-divulge, sir, kasi medyo nasa
Ah,
process pa ng IP
okay, okay.
protection. So,
Okay.
basically, washing process,
Okay.
water, and
Sige.
detergent, plus a disinfectant,
Okay.
and
Sige, okay lang yun.
other technologies involved.
Pag may
Sorry.
nagnakaw ng pag may nagnakaw technology, sabihin mo sa akin, I will find them and I will punish them. Okay. Ano itong team, my Beshi, my bot, ensuring safety and health in isolated environments. Ano itong my Beshi na ito?
Yung My Beshi, sir, siya yung aming telepresence so you can call it a robot, our
Okay.
telepresence robot. This is a project of Dr. Nathaniel Orellasa and Dr. Pros Naval and Dr. Season of UP Diliman.
Mhm.
Uh, Parang kung nakikita nyo, sir, yung mga advertisement ng Toyota na merong walking robot, saka
Mhm.
yung sa parang may ganung concept na rin sa uh, parang it will
I've seen it in Japan where
Mhm.
they have robots that service COVID patients to ensure no human contact.
Yes.
Kumbaga umiikot yung robot na yan para masabi doon sa pasyente, okay, boss, inumin mo na yung gamot mo, boss, hinahanap ka ng misis mo, etc. Or sorry, I have to take your temperature, etc., etc. What does this My Beshi do?
Parang gano'n, sir, kaya lang more personal, more intimate yung kanyang nagagawang function, in the sense na instead of reminding you of hinahanap ka na ng wife mo, yung wife mo, sir, kunyari yung wife ng patient, family members niya, yung actually makikita niya dun sa display ng robot. So,
Mm.
yung loneliness ng pasyente na naka-confine sa isang COVID room na technically dapat solo lang niya talaga yon, wala siyang kasama, wala siyang bantay. So, natatanggal yung mental stress niya na mag-isa lang siya na suffering from COVID. So,
Yeah, well,
kumbaga,
that's alam nyo mga kaibigan, sorry Doc I just want to
yes, sir.
point this out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't look at this as just another robot being developed. Because if you have been monitoring the documentaries regarding the life of doctors and healthcare workers handling COVID critical patients, our frontline workers can manage anything medical, but nothing prepares them for the emotional trauma of having to hold an iPad or a cell phone to the face of a dying patient while their families say goodbye and for I love you forevers and sila yung may hawak. This my beshi will disconnect that, parang will remove our frontline workers from that traumatic experience. So my hats off to the UP people kasi I was just telling my wife about that last night, that in these facilities they get so accustomed to dealing with death that they forget about the pain and the suffering that is experienced by those left behind, especially mga nurses na napipilitang humawak ng cellphone na yon para lang makausap ng pasyente o ng mga pamilya yung pasyente. So it's a very personal thing, as you pointed out, Dr. Philip.
Yes, sir. So, basically, sir, parang ito yung tool namin to really help parang yung distancing na
Yeah.
health protocol. So, to minimize the exposure of the healthcare workers and at the same time, bridge the distance between family members and their
Okay.
hospitalized loved
Doc,
ones.
Doc Philip, medyo I'm down to my last minute, but ang dami pa ninyo ditong ginagawa. For those who are interested to find out more about UP Ball, what do you have a Facebook page or website that they can go to become more familiar?
Ah, actually, sir, yun ang yun ang yun ang parang nakalimutan namin na mag-create pa ng isang Facebook page.
Pa, pa,
Ah,
pa, para kayong karpinterong gumagawa ng magagandang bahay pero yung sariling bahay hindi na naaasikaso. Anyway, well,
don't worry po. Ah, ginagawa ng paraan na ng college namin yon dahil gagawa na kami ng website. Isinama kami sa paggawa ng website ng UP College of Medicine. Coming soon,
okay.
sir.
Okay, well, that's a funny ending for our interview today, Dr. Philip Fullante. But as always, congratulations. You make me proud to be a UP graduate, and more power to you guys. God bless all of you in UP Ball.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor to be a part of your program.
Okay, that's Dr. Philip Fullante. Alam niyo po, ang dami pa, but we have to go. We have to close the program, and as always, I don't know if we have our commanded blessing, but if you can flash that, Arvik, please let me know. And if not, I just have to say goodbye. It's 9:01. Thank you for joining us in today's agenda. Very interesting and makes the future of the Filipinos more promising. God bless you all. Thank you.